Picture this, flames engulfing one of the greatest treasures of the ancient world, centuries of knowledge reduced to ash in a single night. This was the fate of the legendary Library of Alexandria, a place that once held the collective wisdom of civilizations. But what if I told you that this was just one of many ancient libraries lost to time, each holding secrets that could rewrite history as we know it? From the royal archives of Assyria to the hidden scrolls of the Maya, these lost libraries were more than just collections of books. They were vaults of human thought, science, and spirituality. What did they contain? Why were they destroyed? And what mysteries might still be buried beneath the sands of time? In this video, we'll uncover the stories of 25 lost libraries of the ancient world, exploring their rise, their fall, and the tantalizing secrets they may have taken with them. Stay with us because by the end of this journey, you'll see history in a whole new light. And you might just find yourself wondering what other treasures of knowledge are still waiting to be discovered. Now, let's step into the heart of one of history's most iconic centers of learning, the Library of Alexandria. Imagine a place so vast, so ambitious, that it sought to gather all the knowledge of the known world under one roof. Founded in the 3rd century before the Common Era during the reign of Ptolemy II, this library wasn't just a building, it was a beacon of intellectual pursuit. Scholars from across the Mediterranean flocked to Alexandria, drawn by its reputation as a hub of science, philosophy, and literature. It's said that the library housed hundreds of thousands of scrolls, ranging from works by Homer and Plato to groundbreaking texts on astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. But what made the Library of Alexandria truly extraordinary wasn't just its size, it was its mission. This was a place where the boundaries of human understanding were pushed further than ever before. Yet for all its grandeur, the library's fate remains shrouded in mystery. The most famous theory points to a devastating fire, possibly during Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria in 48 before the Common Era. Some accounts suggest the flames spread from ships in the harbor, consuming not only the library but also countless irreplaceable works. Others argue that the library's decline was more gradual, with its collections slowly disappearing due to neglect, political turmoil, or even deliberate destruction. Whatever the cause, the loss was catastrophic. Think of the secrets that might have been lost, works by ancient thinkers that could have reshaped our understanding of history, science, and philosophy. What did those scrolls contain? Could they have held answers to questions we're still asking today? The Library of Alexandria may be gone, but its legacy continues to haunt us, a reminder of how fragile knowledge can be and how much we still have to uncover. But the story of the Library of Alexandria doesn't end with its destruction. Its legacy lives on, echoing through the centuries and shaping the way we think about knowledge and learning. This was more than just a collection of scrolls. It was a symbol of humanity's unquenchable thirst for understanding. The scholars who worked within its walls laid the groundwork for fields like geometry, astronomy, and medicine, ideas that would later influence thinkers from the Islamic Golden Age to the European Renaissance. Even today, the library's spirit inspires modern institutions, from universities to digital archives, reminding us of the power of shared knowledge. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Library of Alexandria is how it continues to captivate historians and archaeologists. Despite its physical disappearance, the search for its remnants has never truly ended. Over the years, excavations in Alexandria have uncovered fragments of what might have been part of the library complex, ancient lecture halls, storage rooms, and even pieces of scrolls. These discoveries, though small, offer tantalizing glimpses into the library's grandeur. Could there be more hidden beneath the modern city, waiting to be found? The possibility keeps researchers hopeful, fueling ongoing efforts to piece together the puzzle of this legendary institution. And then there's the question of what was lost. The library's destruction didn't just erase books, it erased ideas. works by thinkers like Aristotle, Euclid, and countless others may have vanished forever, taking with them insights that could have transformed our world. Imagine the breakthroughs we might have achieved if those texts had survived. It's a sobering thought, one that underscores the importance of preserving knowledge for future generations. The Library of Alexandria may be gone, but its story serves as a powerful reminder of what we stand to lose when we fail to protect our intellectual heritage. As we move forward, the legacy of Alexandria continues to inspire. From the digital age's efforts to create universal libraries to the global push for open access to knowledge, the dream of gathering the world's wisdom in one place lives on. The Library of Alexandria may have been lost to history, but its mission endures, urging us to keep searching, learning, and preserving. And with that, we turn our attention to another ancient library, one that held the secrets of an empire, the Royal Library of Ashurbanipal. Now, let's journey further back in time to the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, where another monumental library once stood, the Royal Library of Ashurbanipal. Nestled in the bustling city of Nineveh, this library was the brainchild of Ashurbanipal, one of the last great kings of the Assyrian Empire. Unlike the Library of Alexandria, which was a hub for scholars from across the known world, Ashurbanipal's library was a personal passion project, a treasure trove of knowledge amassed by a king who was as much a scholar as he was a ruler. Ashurbanipal's library was home to an astonishing collection of cuneiform tablets, numbering in the tens of thousands. These clay tablets, inscribed with the wedge-shaped script of Mesopotamia, covered a vast range of subjects, from epic tales like the Epic of Gilgamesh to scientific texts on astronomy, medicine, and even omens. The library was a testament to the intellectual sophistication of the Assyrian Empire, preserving not only its own culture but also the wisdom of earlier civilizations like the Sumerians and Babylonians. What makes this library truly remarkable is its rediscovery in the 19th century. When archaeologists unearthed the ruins of Nineveh, they found the library's tablets buried beneath the rubble, many of them remarkably intact. These discoveries opened a window into a world that had been lost for millennia, revealing secrets about Mesopotamian religion, law, and daily life. For instance, the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known works of literature, was found here, offering insights into humanity's earliest storytelling traditions. But the library's secrets go beyond its texts. The very existence of such a vast collection speaks to Ashurbanipal's vision of knowledge as a tool of power. He didn't just collect texts, he organized them, cataloged them, and even employed scribes to copy older works, ensuring their survival. In many ways, Ashurbanipal's library was a precursor to modern libraries, embodying the idea that knowledge is worth preserving, even in the face of time and destruction. Yet, like so many ancient libraries, Ashurbanipal's collection was not immune to tragedy. When Nineveh fell to invading forces in 612 BC, the library was buried under the ruins of the city, its treasures hidden for centuries. But thanks to its rediscovery, we now have a glimpse into the intellectual world of ancient Mesopotamia, a world that might have been lost forever. As we reflect on the Royal Library of Ashurbanipal, we're reminded of the enduring power of knowledge and the fragility of its preservation. From the clay tablets of Nineveh to the digital archives of today, the quest to safeguard our shared heritage continues. And with that, we turn to another ancient library, one that rivaled even Alexandria in its grandeur, the Library of Pergamum. Shifting our focus westward, we arrive in the ancient city of Pergamum, home to one of the most remarkable libraries of the ancient world. The Library of Pergamum, often considered a rival to the Library of Alexandria, was a beacon of knowledge and innovation in its time. Located in what is now modern-day Turkey, this library was not just a repository of texts but a symbol of Pergamum's cultural and intellectual ambition. What set the Library of Pergamum apart was its groundbreaking use of parchment. At a time when papyrus was the dominant writing material, Pergamum faced a challenge when Egypt, the primary supplier of papyrus, cut off its exports. In response, the city developed parchment, a durable material made from animal skins. This innovation not only solved their immediate problem, but also revolutionized the way knowledge was preserved. Parchment was more durable than papyrus, allowing texts to survive longer and in better condition. In fact, the word parchment itself is derived from the name Pergamum, a testament to the city's lasting influence. The library's collection was vast, housing hundreds of thousands of scrolls covering philosophy, science, literature, and more. It became a center of learning, attracting scholars from across the ancient world. The library's grandeur was matched by its architectural beauty, with its halls adorned with statues and its shelves meticulously organized. It was said that the library even had a dedicated reading room, a rare feature for its time where scholars could study in comfort. But the Library of Pergamum was more than just a collection of books. It was a cultural powerhouse. It played a key role in the intellectual rivalry between Pergamum and Alexandria, with each city striving to outdo the other in the pursuit of knowledge. This competition spurred advancements in scholarship and the arts, making both libraries vital to the intellectual life of the ancient world. Yet, despite its prominence, the fate of the Library of Pergamum remains shrouded in mystery. Unlike Alexandria, which met a fiery end, Pergamum's decline was more gradual. Some historians believe that much of its collection was transferred to Alexandria as a gift from Mark Antony to Cleopatra, though this theory is debated. Others suggest that the library's contents were dispersed over time, lost to the shifting tides of history. What we do know is that by the time the Roman Empire absorbed Pergamum, the library had faded into obscurity, its once great halls silent. The story of the Library of Pergamum reminds us of the fragility of human achievement. Even the most enduring institutions can vanish, leaving behind only fragments of their former glory. Yet its legacy lives on in the parchment it pioneered and the intellectual spirit it embodied. As we move forward in our journey, we'll explore another ancient library, one that was preserved not by human hands but by the forces of nature, the Villa of the Papyri. Now let's journey to the ancient Roman world, where a library unlike any other met a fate both tragic and extraordinary. Nestled in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, the Villa of the Papyri was a luxurious estate that housed one of the most unique collections of texts in antiquity. But unlike the grand public libraries of Alexandria or Pergamum, this library was private, belonging to a wealthy Roman family, possibly that of Julius Caesar's father-in-law. Its story, however, is not one of gradual decline but of sudden destruction and miraculous preservation. In the year 79, Mount Vesuvius erupted, burying the nearby cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum under layers of ash and volcanic material. The Villa of the Papyri, located in Herculaneum, was engulfed in a pyroclastic surge, a superheated wave of gas and debris that carbonized everything in its path. While this event was catastrophic, it also had an unexpected effect. The intense heat preserved the villa's library in a way that no other ancient library has been. The scrolls, made of papyrus, were carbonized, turning them into fragile, blackened lumps. At first glance, they seemed lost forever, but these charred remains held a secret, one that modern technology is only now beginning to unlock. The library's collection was vast, containing works of philosophy, poetry, and science, many of which were likely unique. Among the texts discovered were writings by the Epicurean philosopher Philodemus, whose works on ethics, poetry, and the nature of the gods offer a rare glimpse into the intellectual life of the Roman elite. But the true treasure lies in the scrolls that remain unread. Scientists estimate that the villa held over 1,800 scrolls, most of which are still tightly rolled and carbonized, their contents hidden from view. Deciphering these scrolls has been a monumental challenge. For centuries, they were considered too fragile to handle, let alone read. but in recent years, advances in imaging technology have opened new possibilities. Techniques like multispectral imaging and X-ray phase contrast tomography allow researchers to peer inside the scrolls without unrolling them, revealing text that has been hidden for nearly 2,000 years. These efforts have already yielded fragments of previously unknown works, and there is hope that more discoveries await. What secrets might these scrolls hold? Some scholars believe they could contain lost works by famous authors like Sappho or Aristotle, while others speculate they might reveal new insights into Roman philosophy, science, or even daily life. The Villa of the Papyri is a time capsule offering a rare opportunity to recover knowledge thought lost forever. As we reflect on the Villa of the Papyri, we're reminded of the dual nature of destruction and preservation. While Vesuvius's eruption was a tragedy, it also created a unique window into the past. The carbonized scrolls are a testament to the resilience of knowledge, waiting patiently for the right moment to reveal their secrets. And as we continue our exploration, we'll turn our attention to another ancient library, one that stood as a beacon of learning in the heart of the Byzantine Empire, the Imperial Library of Constantinople. Now, let's shift our gaze to the heart of the Byzantine Empire, where another remarkable library stood as a bastion of knowledge and culture. The Imperial Library of Constantinople, founded in the 4th century, was more than just a repository of books. It was a symbol of the empire's intellectual ambition and its commitment to preserving the wisdom of the ancient world. Nestled within the Grand Palace complex, this library became a beacon of learning, housing an extraordinary collection of texts that spanned philosophy, science, history, and theology. For centuries, the Imperial Library endured through the rise and fall of empires, surviving invasions, political upheavals, and even the occasional fire. Its resilience was a testament to the value placed on knowledge by the Byzantine rulers, who saw the library as both a cultural treasure and a tool for governance. Scholars from across the empire and beyond flocked to Constantinople to study its vast collection, which included rare manuscripts, classical Greek and Roman works, and early Christian writings. Among its most prized possessions were copies of texts by Homer, Plato, and Aristotle, as well as theological treatises that shaped the development of Christian thought. Yet, despite its prominence, the library's survival was never guaranteed. The city of Constantinople faced numerous sieges and attacks over the centuries, each one threatening to erase the knowledge housed within its walls. During the Fourth Crusade in the year 1204, the city was sacked by Crusader forces, and the library suffered significant damage. Many of its precious texts were lost, destroyed, or scattered across Europe. While some works were preserved in monasteries or private collections, others vanished forever, taking with them secrets of the ancient and medieval worlds. The decline of the Imperial Library was gradual, mirroring the slow unraveling of the Byzantine Empire itself. By the time Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Turks in the year 1453, the library had already lost much of its former glory. Yet, even in its diminished state, it remained a symbol of the enduring power of knowledge. Some of its surviving texts found their way into the hands of Renaissance scholars, sparking a renewed interest in classical learning that would shape the course of European history. What secrets might the Imperial Library have held? Some scholars speculate that it contained lost works of ancient philosophers, historians, and scientists, as well as early Christian texts that could shed light on the development of religious thought. Others believe it may have housed records of Byzantine diplomacy, offering insights into the empire's complex relationships with its neighbors. While much of its collection is lost to time, the legacy of the Imperial Library lives on, reminding us of the fragility of knowledge and the importance of preserving it for future generations. As we leave the halls of Constantinople behind, we'll turn our attention to another center of learning, one that flourished during the Islamic Golden Age, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. Now let's journey to the vibrant heart of the Islamic Golden Age, where the House of Wisdom in Baghdad stood as a shining beacon of intellectual achievement. Established in the 8th century under the Abbasid Caliphate, this remarkable institution was more than just a library. It was a center of learning, translation, and innovation that brought together scholars from diverse cultures and disciplines. At its peak, the House of Wisdom was a testament to the power of knowledge to transcend borders, languages, and beliefs, fostering an unprecedented exchange of ideas that would shape the course of human history. The House of Wisdom was born during a time of great cultural flourishing, when the Abbasid rulers sought to gather and preserve the world's knowledge. Scholars from across the Islamic world, as well as from India, Persia, Greece, and beyond, were invited to Baghdad to translate and study ancient texts. Works by Aristotle, Euclid, Ptolemy, and other classical thinkers were translated into Arabic, preserving these invaluable writings for future generations. But the House of Wisdom was not merely a repository of old knowledge. It was a hub of new discoveries. Scholars here made groundbreaking contributions to mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy, laying the foundations for many modern scientific disciplines. One of the most significant achievements of the House of Wisdom was its role in advancing mathematics. Scholars like Al-Khwarizmi, often called the father of algebra, developed new methods for solving equations that are still used today. Meanwhile, astronomers at the House of Wisdom refined the understanding of planetary motion, while physicians like Al-Razi wrote influential medical texts that would be studied for centuries. The library also housed an extensive collection of maps, scientific instruments, and rare manuscripts, making it a treasure trove for anyone seeking to expand their understanding of the world. Yet, the House of Wisdom's story is also one of tragedy. In the year 1258, the Mongol invasion of Baghdad brought an abrupt and devastating end to this golden age of learning. The city was sacked, its libraries and institutions destroyed, and countless manuscripts were lost forever. Legend has it that the waters of the Tigris River ran black with the ink of books thrown into its depths. The destruction of the House of Wisdom was not just a loss for Baghdad, it was a loss for humanity, as centuries of accumulated knowledge were wiped out in a matter of days. What secrets might the House of Wisdom have held? Some scholars believe it contained lost works of ancient philosophers, as well as original research by Islamic scholars that could have accelerated scientific progress. Others speculate that its collection included rare texts on alchemy, astronomy, and medicine, offering insights into the advanced knowledge of the time. While much of its legacy was lost, the House of Wisdom's influence endured, as its surviving works were later translated into Latin and reintroduced to Europe during the Renaissance, helping to spark a new era of intellectual curiosity. As we reflect on the rise and fall of the House of Wisdom, we're reminded of the fragility of knowledge and the importance of preserving it for future generations. Next, we'll travel to ancient India, where another great library once stood, the Library of Nalanda, a center of Buddhist learning that met a similarly tragic fate. Now we turn our attention to the ancient plains of India, where the Library of Nalanda once stood as a beacon of Buddhist scholarship and intellectual pursuit. Founded in the 5th century, Nalanda was not just a library but a sprawling university complex, attracting students and scholars from as far as China, Korea, and Central Asia. It was a place where the pursuit of knowledge transcended borders, and its library was the heart of this vibrant academic community. The Library of Nalanda, known as Dharma Gunj or the Mountain of Truth, was said to house hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, making it one of the largest repositories of knowledge in the ancient world. Its collection spanned a wide range of subjects, including philosophy, astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and Buddhist scriptures. The library was divided into 3 main buildings, each several stories high, with towering shelves filled with palm leaf manuscripts and intricately illustrated texts. Scholars from across Asia flocked to Nalanda to study these works, contributing to its reputation as a center of unparalleled learning. One of the most remarkable aspects of Nalanda was its emphasis on debate and critical thinking. Students were encouraged to question, analyze, and engage with the texts, fostering an environment of intellectual rigor. The library played a central role in this process, providing the resources needed for deep study and reflection. It was also a place of translation, where texts from Sanskrit, Pali, and other languages were rendered into the languages of visiting scholars, ensuring the spread of knowledge across cultures. However, the story of Nalanda is also one of tragedy. In the late 12th century, the university and its library were destroyed by invading forces led by Bakhtiar Khilji, a Turco-Afghan military commander. The attack was devastating, with the library set ablaze and its priceless manuscripts reduced to ashes. Legend has it that the library burned for months, its flames consuming centuries of accumulated wisdom. The destruction of Nalanda marked the end of an era, as one of the world's greatest centers of learning was lost forever. What secrets might the Library of Nalanda have held? Some believe it contained rare Buddhist texts, including commentaries and interpretations that have since been lost to history. Others speculate that its collection included advanced scientific and philosophical works, offering insights into the intellectual achievements of ancient India. The loss of Nalanda's library is a reminder of how fragile knowledge can be and how easily it can be erased by the tides of history. As we reflect on the legacy of Nalanda, we're reminded of the enduring power of education and the importance of preserving the wisdom of the past. Next, we'll journey to the ancient city of Ephesus, where the Library of Celsus stands as a testament to the grandeur of Roman intellectual life. Now, let's step into the ancient city of Ephesus, where the Library of Celsus stands as a breathtaking symbol of Roman ingenuity and intellectual ambition. Built in the 2nd century, this library was not just a repository of knowledge, but also a monumental tribute to Tiberius Julius Celsus Pulminus, a Roman senator and governor of Asia, whose tomb lies beneath its grand facade. The Library of Celsus was designed to impress, with its towering columns, intricate carvings, and statues representing wisdom, knowledge, intelligence, and virtue. It was a place where architecture and intellect intertwined, creating a space that inspired awe and reverence. The library's collection was vast, housing thousands of scrolls on subjects ranging from philosophy and law to science and literature. It served as a vital center for scholars and thinkers, offering a sanctuary for those seeking to expand their understanding of the world. The Library of Celsus was more than just a building. It was a testament to the Roman Empire's commitment to preserving and advancing knowledge. Its strategic location in Ephesus, one of the most important cities of the ancient world, ensured that it remained a hub of intellectual activity for centuries. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Library of Celsus is its innovative design. The architects employed clever techniques to protect the scrolls from humidity and pests, including a double-walled structure that created an air gap to regulate temperature. The library's facade, with its carefully arranged niches and statues, was designed to convey the ideals of Roman culture and the importance of learning. Even in ruins, the Library of Celsus continues to captivate visitors, offering a glimpse into the grandeur of ancient Roman architecture and the value they placed on knowledge. But what secrets might this library have held? Some scholars believe that its collection included rare works of Greek and Roman philosophy, as well as legal texts that shaped the governance of the empire. Others speculate that it housed early Christian writings, reflecting the religious diversity of Ephesus during its heyday. The library's destruction in the 3rd century, likely due to an earthquake, left much of its collection lost to time. Yet, the fragments of its architecture and the stories of its influence remind us of the enduring power of knowledge. As we explore the ruins of the Library of Celsus, we're reminded of the fragility of human achievement and the importance of preserving the wisdom of the past. Next, we'll uncover the mysteries of the Library of Aristotle, a personal collection that may have held the key to some of the greatest philosophical insights of the ancient world. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most intriguing personal collections of the ancient world, the Library of Aristotle. Known as one of history's greatest thinkers, Aristotle's library was more than just a collection of scrolls. It was a treasure trove of ideas that shaped the foundations of Western philosophy, science, and logic. Nestled in the Lyceum, his school in Athens, this library was a reflection of Aristotle's insatiable curiosity and his dedication to understanding the natural world and human existence. Aristotle's library was said to contain a vast array of works, including his own writings, as well as texts on biology, physics, ethics, politics, and metaphysics. It was a place where students and scholars gathered to study, debate, and expand upon the ideas that Aristotle had meticulously documented. His approach to knowledge was systematic and comprehensive, and his library mirrored this method, organizing works into categories that would later influence the way we classify information today. But what makes Aristotle's library particularly fascinating is the mystery surrounding its fate. After his death in 322 BCE, the library's contents were left in the hands of his successor, Theophrastus, who continued to add to the collection. However, over time, the library's whereabouts became unclear. Some accounts suggest that the scrolls were moved to avoid destruction during political upheavals, while others claim they were hidden or even lost at sea. The disappearance of Aristotle's library has left historians and scholars speculating about the potential knowledge that might have been lost, works that could have deepened our understanding of the ancient world, and perhaps even altered the course of intellectual history. What secrets might this library have held? Could it have contained unpublished works by Aristotle, offering new insights into his theories? Or perhaps it housed rare texts from other philosophers and scientists of his time, now lost to history. The absence of this library has become a tantalizing mystery, a reminder of how much of the ancient world's wisdom remains just out of reach. As we ponder the legacy of Aristotle's library, we're reminded of the profound impact one individual's pursuit of knowledge can have on the world. Next, we'll journey to the sands of Egypt, where the library of the Temple of Edfu awaits, holding secrets of ancient spirituality and religious thought. Now, let's step into the sands of ancient Egypt, where the library of the Temple of Edfu stands as a testament to the spiritual and intellectual pursuits of a civilization that revered knowledge as sacred. Located within the Temple of Horus, one of the best-preserved temples in Egypt, this library was not just a repository of texts, but a spiritual sanctuary where priests and scholars sought to understand the mysteries of the divine. The library of the Temple of Edfu was dedicated to the worship of Horus, the falcon-headed god of kingship and the sky. It housed a collection of religious texts, ritual manuals, and hymns that were central to the temple's daily practices and ceremonies. These texts were meticulously inscribed on papyrus scrolls and stone tablets, preserving the sacred knowledge of ancient Egyptian spirituality. The library's contents were believed to hold the keys to understanding the rituals that connected the pharaohs to the gods, ensuring the balance and harmony of the universe. What makes this library particularly fascinating is its role in the temple's function as a center of learning and spiritual guidance. The priests of Edfu were not only religious leaders but also scholars who studied astronomy, medicine, and magic. The library's texts likely contained detailed instructions for performing rituals, interpreting dreams, and even healing ailments, knowledge that was considered both practical and divine. The temple itself was designed as a microcosm of the universe, with its library serving as the heart of this sacred space. Yet, much like the other lost libraries we've explored, the library of the Temple of Edfu holds secrets that remain tantalizingly out of reach. While many of its texts have been lost to time, the temple's walls are adorned with inscriptions that offer glimpses into the spiritual practices of ancient Egypt. These carvings depict scenes of rituals, offerings, and prayers, providing a window into the beliefs that shaped one of history's most enduring civilizations. What might the lost scrolls of Edfu have revealed? Could they have contained deeper insights into the symbolism of Egyptian mythology or the esoteric knowledge of the priesthood? The absence of these texts leaves us with a sense of wonder, a reminder of how much of the ancient world's spiritual wisdom remains hidden beneath the sands of time. As we leave the Temple of Edfu, we're reminded of the profound connection between knowledge and spirituality in the ancient world. Next, we'll uncover the story of the Library of the Serapeum, a smaller but equally significant library in Alexandria, and the secrets it may have held before its destruction. Turning our attention back to Alexandria, we encounter the Library of the Serapeum, a smaller yet profoundly significant counterpart to the legendary Library of Alexandria. Nestled within the Grand Serapeum Temple, this library served as both a spiritual and intellectual hub, bridging the worlds of religion and scholarship. While it may not have matched the sheer scale of its more famous neighbor, the Library of the Serapeum played a crucial role in preserving and disseminating knowledge during its time. The Serapeum itself was a magnificent structure dedicated to Serapis, a Greco-Egyptian deity who symbolized the fusion of Egyptian and Hellenistic cultures. The library within its walls was an extension of this cultural synthesis, housing a diverse collection of texts that ranged from religious scriptures to philosophical treatises. It was here that scholars, priests, and curious minds gathered to explore the intersections of faith and reason, making the Serapeum a unique beacon of enlightenment in the ancient world. What set this library apart was its connection to the larger Library of Alexandria. While the main library was the crown jewel of Alexandria's intellectual pursuits, the Serapeum Library acted as a secondary repository, safeguarding duplicates of important works and serving as a more accessible resource for the public. This relationship ensured that even if the primary library faced destruction, some knowledge could still survive within the Serapeum's walls. Tragically, this safety net would not last forever. The destruction of the Serapeum Library is shrouded in mystery and conflict. Historical accounts suggest that it fell victim to the same wave of religious and political upheaval that claimed its larger counterpart. During the late 4th century, as Christianity rose to prominence in the Roman Empire, the Serapeum became a target of religious intolerance. The temple and its library were ultimately destroyed, and with them, countless texts that held the wisdom of ancient civilizations were lost to history. What secrets might the Library of the Serapeum have held? Its collection likely included rare works on theology, philosophy, and science, many of which were irreplaceable. Some scholars speculate that it may have housed early Christian texts or even writings from the Gnostic tradition, offering alternative perspectives on spirituality and faith. The loss of these texts leaves us with a haunting question. How might our understanding of history and religion have evolved if the Serapeum's treasures had survived? As we reflect on the Library of the Serapeum, we're reminded of the fragility of knowledge and the enduring impact of its loss. Next, we'll journey to the remote monastery of Saint Catherine, where another ancient library has defied the odds, preserving rare manuscripts in one of the world's most isolated locations. Now, let's venture into the rugged and remote landscapes of the Sinai Peninsula, where the monastery of Saint Catherine stands as a testament to endurance and preservation. Nestled at the foot of Mount Sinai, this ancient Christian library has survived centuries of turmoil, safeguarding some of the world's most precious manuscripts in one of the most isolated locations on Earth. The monastery of Saint Catherine, founded in the 6th century, is one of the oldest continuously operating Christian monasteries in the world. Its library, often referred to as the crown jewel of Sinai, houses an extraordinary collection of religious texts, historical documents, and rare manuscripts. Among its treasures are some of the earliest known copies of the Bible, including the Codex Sinaiticus, a 4th century manuscript that provides invaluable insights into the development of Christian scripture. What makes this library truly remarkable is its ability to endure. Situated in a harsh desert environment, far from the political and religious conflicts that ravaged other centers of learning, the monastery of Saint Catherine remained a sanctuary for knowledge. Its isolation acted as both a shield and a challenge, preserving its collection while making access difficult for scholars and invaders alike. The library's collection is not limited to Christian texts. It also includes works of philosophy, science, and literature from the ancient and medieval worlds, reflecting the monastery's role as a crossroads of cultures. Greek, Arabic, Syriac, and Georgian manuscripts coexist within its walls, offering a glimpse into the intellectual exchanges that shaped the region over centuries. One of the most intriguing aspects of this library is the secrets it may still hold. Hidden within its vast collection are palimpsests, manuscripts where older texts have been scraped away to make room for new writings. Modern technology, such as multispectral imaging, has allowed scholars to uncover these erased layers, revealing lost works of literature, theology, and even early scientific treatises. The monastery of Saint Catherine's library is more than just a repository of ancient texts. It is a living link to the past. Its survival against the odds reminds us of the resilience of human knowledge and the lengths to which people have gone to preserve it. As we leave the quiet halls of Saint Catherine's library, our journey takes us next to the Hanlin Academy in China, where another ancient library faced a very different fate during a time of upheaval. Turning our gaze eastward, we arrive at the heart of Imperial China, where the Hanlin Academy once stood as a beacon of scholarship and tradition. Established during the Tang Dynasty, the Hanlin Academy was not just a center of learning but also a vital repository of Confucian texts and imperial records. Its library, a treasure trove of ancient wisdom, played a crucial role in shaping Chinese intellectual and political life for centuries. The Hanlin Academy was more than a library. It was an institution where scholars, known as the Forest of Pens, worked to compile, edit, and preserve texts that defined Chinese culture. Its collection included rare Confucian classics, historical chronicles, and philosophical treatises, many of which were considered essential for governance and moral guidance. The library's role in preserving Confucian teachings ensured that these ideas remained central to Chinese society, influencing everything from education to statecraft. However, the library's fate took a tragic turn during the Boxer Rebellion at the turn of the 20th century. As foreign powers and internal conflicts engulfed China, the Hanlin Academy became a target. In the chaos, much of its collection was destroyed, either by fire or looting. The loss was catastrophic, not just for China but for the world, as countless manuscripts detailing centuries of history, philosophy, and governance were reduced to ashes. What makes the destruction of the Hanlin Academy's library particularly haunting is the mystery of what was lost. While some texts survived, many others vanished without a trace, leaving scholars to speculate about the knowledge they might have contained. Were there undiscovered commentaries on Confucian thought, lost records of ancient Chinese innovations? The answers may never be known, but the absence of these works serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of human knowledge. Yet, even in its destruction, the Hanlin Academy's legacy endures. The surviving texts continue to offer invaluable insights into Chinese history and philosophy, while the story of its loss underscores the importance of preserving cultural heritage. As we reflect on the Hanlin Academy, we are reminded that libraries are not just buildings filled with books. They are guardians of civilization itself. From the ashes of the Hanlin Academy, our journey now takes us to the vibrant world of the Maya, where another ancient library faced a similar fate at the hands of conquerors. Now, let us journey across the globe to the lush jungles of Mesoamerica, where the Maya civilization flourished with a brilliance that still captivates us today. At the heart of their intellectual achievements was their library of codices, intricate manuscripts that held the keys to their advanced understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and spirituality. These codices were not mere books, they were masterpieces of bark paper, folded like an accordion and adorned with vivid hieroglyphs and illustrations. Each page was a window into the Maya worldview, recording everything from celestial cycles to rituals and historical events. The Maya codices were a testament to their ingenuity. They developed one of the most sophisticated writing systems in the ancient world, combining phonetic symbols with logograms to convey complex ideas. Their astronomical knowledge, in particular, was unparalleled. They tracked the movements of planets with astonishing precision, predicted eclipses, and even created a calendar system that remains a marvel of accuracy. These codices were the repositories of this wisdom, passed down through generations of scribes and scholars. But the fate of the Maya library is a story of both wonder and tragedy. When Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, they viewed the codices not as treasures of knowledge but as works of heresy. In their zeal to convert the Maya to Christianity, they burned countless manuscripts, erasing centuries of accumulated wisdom in a single stroke. Only a handful of codices survived this cultural devastation, preserved by chance or hidden away by those who understood their value. The surviving codices, such as the Dresden Codex and the Madrid Codex, offer tantalizing glimpses into the Maya's lost knowledge. The Dresden Codex, for instance, contains detailed astronomical tables that reveal their understanding of Venus's cycles and lunar eclipses. The Madrid Codex, on the other hand, provides insights into their rituals and daily life. Yet, these fragments are just a fraction of what once existed. The vast majority of the Maya library was lost forever, leaving us to wonder what other secrets their civilization might have held. What makes the destruction of the Maya codices so poignant is the realization of how much we have lost. Their advanced knowledge of mathematics, including the concept of zero, and their intricate understanding of time and the cosmos, suggest that their library may have contained insights far ahead of their time. Were there codices that detailed medical practices, engineering techniques, or even philosophical ideas? The answers lie buried in the ashes of history, a silent reminder of the fragility of human achievement. Yet, even in their absence, the Maya codices continue to inspire. Modern scholars work tirelessly to decipher the surviving texts, uncovering new layers of meaning and reviving the voices of a civilization long silenced. Their story is a powerful reminder of the importance of preserving knowledge, not just for ourselves but for future generations. As we leave the world of the Maya, our journey takes us to the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, where another great library once stood as a beacon of learning and innovation. Now, as we step into the vibrant world of the Islamic Golden Age, we encounter the library of the Abbasid Caliphs, a treasure trove of knowledge that once stood as a symbol of intellectual brilliance. During the height of the Abbasid dynasty, this library was not just a collection of books but a center of learning that attracted scholars, scientists, and philosophers from across the known world. Its shelves were filled with works on astronomy, medicine, mathematics, philosophy, and more, reflecting the Abbasid Caliphs' deep commitment to the pursuit of knowledge. The Abbasid Caliphs, particularly during the reign of Harun al-Rashid and his son al-Mamun, were passionate patrons of scholarship. They established the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, which became the heart of this vast library. Here, scholars translated ancient Greek, Persian, and Indian texts into Arabic, preserving and expanding upon the wisdom of earlier civilizations. The library's collection grew to include thousands of manuscripts, many of which were meticulously copied and annotated by skilled scribes. This was a place where ideas flowed freely, where the works of Aristotle, Ptolemy, and Galen were studied alongside groundbreaking contributions from Islamic scholars like al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, and al-Razi, a pioneer in medicine. But the library of the Abbasid Caliphs was more than just a repository of books. It was a living, breathing institution where scholars debated, experimented, and pushed the boundaries of human understanding. The library's astronomers charted the stars with unprecedented accuracy. Its mathematicians developed new systems of calculation, and its physicians advanced medical practices that would influence the world for centuries. The secrets held within its walls were not just about the past but about the future, as these scholars laid the foundations for the Renaissance and the scientific revolution. Tragically, the fall of the Abbasid dynasty marked the beginning of the library's decline. In the 13th century, the Mongol invasion led by Hulagu Khan brought devastation to Baghdad. The city was sacked, its libraries burned, and countless manuscripts were lost forever. The destruction of the library of the Abbasid caliphs was not just a loss of books but a loss of centuries of accumulated knowledge. The secrets of its collection, whether they were advanced scientific theories, philosophical treatises, or historical records, were scattered to the winds, leaving us to wonder what might have been. Yet, even in its absence, the legacy of the Abbasid library endures. Some of its works survived, carried to other parts of the Islamic world, and eventually to Europe, where they played a crucial role in the revival of learning during the Middle Ages. The spirit of inquiry and innovation that defined the library continues to inspire scholars today, reminding us of the power of knowledge to transcend time and place. As we leave the world of the Abbasid caliphs, our journey takes us to another remarkable library, one that stood as a beacon of learning in the heart of West Africa. Now, as we journey from the vibrant intellectual hubs of the Islamic world, we find ourselves stepping into the hallowed halls of one of the most enigmatic repositories of knowledge in history, the Library of the Vatican Secret Archives. Nestled within the heart of Vatican City, this library is not just a collection of ancient texts but a vault of secrets that has fascinated historians, scholars, and conspiracy theorists alike for centuries. The Vatican Secret Archives, often shrouded in mystery, house an unparalleled collection of documents spanning over 12 centuries. From papal correspondence and historical records to rare manuscripts and decrees, this library is a treasure trove of information about the Catholic Church, early Christianity, and the broader tapestry of European history. Yet, what makes this library truly unique is its restricted access. For much of its existence, the archives were closed to the public, fueling speculation about the secrets they might contain. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Vatican Secret Archives is the sheer breadth of its collection. It holds documents that shed light on pivotal moments in history, such as the trial of Galileo, the correspondence between popes and monarchs, and even letters from figures like Mary, Queen of Scots. These records offer a rare glimpse into the political, religious, and cultural dynamics of their time. But beyond these well-known documents, the archives are rumored to contain texts that could rewrite our understanding of early Christianity, including lost gospels, heretical writings, and records of ancient rituals. The restricted nature of the archives has only added to their allure. For centuries, only a select few were granted access, leading to whispers of hidden knowledge and suppressed truths. In recent years, the Vatican has taken steps to open parts of the archives to scholars, but much of its collection remains unexplored. This has led to endless speculation about what might still be hidden within its walls. Could there be evidence of early Christian sects, lost historical accounts, or even artifacts of immense spiritual significance? The secrets of the Vatican Secret Archives are not just about the past, they also hold implications for the present and future. The documents preserved here have the potential to deepen our understanding of religious history, challenge long-held beliefs, and even influence contemporary debates. Yet, the archives also remind us of the delicate balance between preserving knowledge and controlling its dissemination. As we leave the Vatican Secret Archives behind, our exploration of lost libraries takes us to another remarkable institution, the Library of the University of Sankore, a center of learning that once stood as a beacon of knowledge in West Africa. Now, as we turn our gaze from the Vatican's guarded halls, we venture into the sunlit courtyards of West Africa, where the library of the University of Sankore once stood as a beacon of enlightenment. This remarkable institution, nestled in the ancient city of Timbuktu, was not just a library but a thriving center of learning that played a pivotal role in the trans-Saharan exchange of knowledge. The University of Sankore was part of a larger network of mosques and schools that made Timbuktu a hub of intellectual activity during the height of the Mali Empire. At its peak, the library housed tens of thousands of manuscripts covering subjects as diverse as astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, and philosophy. These texts were written in Arabic and local African languages, reflecting the rich cultural and intellectual exchange that flourished along the trans-Saharan trade routes. What made Sankore truly unique was its role as a crossroads of knowledge. Scholars from across Africa, the Middle East, and even Europe traveled to Timbuktu to study and exchange ideas. The library's collection included works by renowned Islamic scholars, as well as original writings by African intellectuals. This blend of global and local knowledge made Sankore a vital link in the chain of human understanding, preserving and advancing learning during a time when much of the world was still in the shadows of the Middle Ages. However, the decline of the University of Sankore is a story of lost potential. As political instability and shifting trade routes disrupted the region, the library's influence waned. Many of its precious manuscripts were scattered, destroyed, or hidden away to protect them from invaders and the ravages of time. Today, efforts are underway to recover and preserve these texts, but countless secrets of Sankore's golden age remain buried in the sands of history. The legacy of the University of Sankore is a testament to the enduring power of knowledge. It reminds us that the pursuit of learning knows no borders and that the exchange of ideas can bridge even the widest divide. As we move forward in our journey, we'll explore another lost library that held its own mysteries, the Library of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, where the whispers of ancient prophecies still echo. Now, as we leave the sunlit courtyards of Timbuktu behind, our journey takes us to the misty slopes of Mount Parnassus in ancient Greece, where the Library of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi once stood. This library was no ordinary collection of scrolls. It was a sanctuary of wisdom, intimately tied to the legendary Oracle of Delphi, whose prophecies shaped the course of empires and the lives of countless individuals. The Temple of Apollo, home to the Oracle, was one of the most sacred sites in the ancient world. Pilgrims, kings, and philosophers alike traveled to Delphi seeking guidance from the Pythia, the priestess who delivered the god Apollo's cryptic messages. But alongside the oracle's divine pronouncements, the temple also housed a library that served as a repository of human knowledge. Here, scrolls on philosophy, astronomy, medicine, and the arts were carefully preserved, offering insights into the intellectual and spiritual pursuits of the ancient Greeks. What made this library truly remarkable was its connection to the oracle. Scholars believe that the scrolls contained not only philosophical treatises but also records of past prophecies and interpretations. These texts may have provided the priests and priestesses with the knowledge needed to guide seekers who came to Delphi. Imagine the wisdom stored within those walls, secrets of the cosmos, the nature of the divine, and the mysteries of human destiny, all intertwined with the oracle's enigmatic words. Yet, like so many ancient libraries, the Library of Delphi did not survive the passage of time. Earthquakes, invasions, and the gradual decline of the oracle's influence led to its eventual disappearance. Today, only fragments of its legacy remain, scattered among archaeological finds and historical accounts. But the questions linger: what secrets did those scrolls hold? How did the knowledge within them shape the prophecies that altered the course of history? As we reflect on the Library of Delphi, we're reminded of the profound interplay between knowledge and mystery. It was a place where the human quest for understanding met the divine, where philosophy and prophecy walked hand in hand. And as we continue our exploration, we'll uncover yet another lost library, one that held its own enigmatic treasures. The the Library of the Sultans of Granada, where the echoes of Moorish brilliance still resonate. Now, as we journey from the mystical heights of Delphi, our path leads us to the sun-drenched hills of southern Spain, where the Library of the Sultans of Granada once stood as a beacon of Moorish brilliance. Nestled within the Alhambra, the palace fortress that symbolized the zenith of Islamic culture in Europe, this library was a treasure trove of knowledge, reflecting the intellectual and artistic achievements of Al-Andalus. The Library of the Sultans of Granada was more than just a collection of books. It was a testament to the golden age of Islamic scholarship in Spain. Here, Arabic and Andalusian texts on astronomy, mathematics, medicine, philosophy, and poetry were meticulously preserved. Scholars from across the Muslim world and beyond flocked to Granada, drawn by the reputation of its library and the vibrant intellectual culture it fostered. The works of great thinkers like Averroes and Avicenna found a home here, alongside original treatises on architecture, music, and the natural sciences. What made this library particularly remarkable was its role in bridging cultures. As a center of learning in a region where Muslim, Christian, and Jewish communities coexisted, it became a melting pot of ideas. Translators worked tirelessly to render Greek and Roman texts into Arabic, while also translating Arabic works into Latin and Hebrew, ensuring that knowledge flowed freely across linguistic and cultural boundaries. This exchange of ideas laid the groundwork for the European Renaissance, making the Library of Granada a pivotal link in the chain of human progress. Yet, the library's fate was sealed by the Reconquista, the centuries-long campaign by Christian kingdoms to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula. In 1492, the same year Columbus set sail for the New World, Granada fell to the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella. The library, along with much of the city's Islamic heritage, was either destroyed or dispersed. Countless manuscripts were lost, their secrets vanishing into the shadows of history. Today, the Alhambra stands as a hauntingly beautiful reminder of Granada's past glory, but the library's legacy remains shrouded in mystery. What treasures of knowledge were lost in the chaos of conquest? What insights into the natural world, the cosmos, or the human spirit might those texts have held? As we ponder these questions, we're reminded of the fragility of knowledge and the importance of preserving it for future generations. And now, our journey takes us to another chapter in the story of lost libraries, one that endured the ravages of time and war, only to face destruction in the modern era. Next, we'll explore the library of the Monastery of Monte Cassino, a repository of classical wisdom that met its tragic end during World War II. Turning our attention to the rugged hills of central Italy, we arrive at the Monastery of Monte Cassino, a place where faith and knowledge intertwine for centuries. Founded in the year 529 by Saint Benedict himself, this monastery became not only a spiritual sanctuary but also a guardian of classical wisdom. Its library, a jewel of the Benedictine order, housed an extraordinary collection of manuscripts, preserving the works of ancient Greek and Roman thinkers alongside Christian theological texts. The Library of Monte Cassino was a bridge between the ancient and medieval worlds. Monks meticulously copied and preserved texts by authors like Cicero, Virgil, and Aristotle, ensuring that their ideas survived the collapse of the Roman Empire. These manuscripts were more than just words on parchment. They were the lifeblood of intellectual progress, offering insights into philosophy, science, law, and literature that would later inspire the Renaissance. The library also held rare Christian writings, including early church documents and theological treatises, making it a vital resource for understanding the development of Western thought. But the monastery's location, perched high on a hill, made it a strategic target during times of conflict. Over the centuries, it faced invasions, earthquakes, and even a sacking by the Lombards in the 6th century. Each time, the monks rebuilt and continued their work, safeguarding their precious collection. However, the greatest tragedy struck during World War II. In February of 1944, Monte Cassino became a battleground in the Allied campaign to break through German defenses in Italy. Despite appeals from cultural leaders to spare the monastery, it was heavily bombed, reducing the ancient structure to rubble. The destruction of Monte Cassino was a devastating blow to the world's cultural heritage. While some manuscripts had been moved to safety before the bombing, countless others were lost forever. The exact contents of the library remain a mystery, leaving us to wonder what irreplaceable treasures might have been destroyed. What ancient texts now lost to history once lined its shelves? What secrets of the classical world or early Christianity might have been revealed if the library had survived? Today, the monastery has been rebuilt, standing once again as a symbol of resilience and faith. Yet the loss of its library serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of knowledge and the importance of protecting our shared cultural heritage. As we reflect on the story of Monte Cassino, we're reminded that the preservation of history is not just about safeguarding the past, it's about ensuring that future generations can learn from it. And now, our journey takes us to a library steeped in legend and mystery, one that has captured the imagination of scholars and treasure hunters alike. Next, we'll explore the Library of the Temple of Solomon, a repository of esoteric knowledge whose existence remains shrouded in myth and speculation. Now, we step into the realm of legend and mystery as we explore the Library of the Temple of Solomon. This legendary repository, said to have been built by King Solomon himself, has fascinated scholars, historians, and treasure hunters for centuries. Known for its rumored collection of esoteric knowledge, the library is often described as a treasure trove of ancient wisdom, containing texts on alchemy, magic, and the divine secrets of the universe. But did it truly exist, or is it merely a product of myth and imagination? The Temple of Solomon, constructed in Jerusalem around the 10th century BCE, is one of the most iconic structures in religious history. According to biblical accounts, it housed not only the Ark of the Covenant but also a vast library filled with scrolls and tablets. These texts were said to contain the accumulated knowledge of Solomon, who was renowned for his wisdom and understanding of the natural and spiritual worlds. Some legends even suggest that the library held secrets passed down from ancient civilizations, including the Egyptians and Babylonians, making it a bridge between the mystical traditions of the East and the West. Yet, the existence of this library remains one of history's greatest enigmas. Unlike other ancient libraries, there is no physical evidence to confirm its presence. No ruins, no scrolls, no inscriptions, just stories passed down through generations. Some scholars argue that the library was purely symbolic, representing the divine wisdom granted to Solomon rather than a physical collection of texts. Others believe it was destroyed during the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem in 586 BC, its treasures lost to time. The mystery deepens when we consider the legends surrounding the library's content. Some claim it held the original texts of the Kabbalah, the mystical tradition of Judaism, while others suggest it contained maps to hidden treasures or instructions for communicating with divine beings. These tales have inspired countless expeditions and searches, from medieval knights to modern archaeologists, all hoping to uncover the truth. What makes the Library of the Temple of Solomon so captivating is not just the possibility of its existence, but the enduring allure of the knowledge it might have contained. If it did exist, what secrets did it hold? Could it have preserved ancient wisdom that could reshape our understanding of history, spirituality, and science? Or is its true power found in the way it continues to inspire curiosity and wonder, reminding us of humanity's eternal quest for knowledge? As we leave the shadows of Solomon's temple, our journey takes us to another enigmatic library, one tied to the secretive order of the Knights Templar. What hidden texts and forbidden knowledge might they have guarded? Join us as we uncover the mysteries of the Library of the Knights Templar. Now, we turn our attention to another shadowy chapter in the history of lost libraries, the Library of the Knights Templar. This enigmatic collection, tied to one of the most secretive and powerful orders of the medieval world, has long been the subject of fascination and speculation. Known for their wealth, influence, and mysterious rituals, the Knights Templar were more than just warriors. They were also guardians of knowledge. Their library, rumored to house ancient texts and forbidden wisdom, has become a symbol of the secrets they carried and the mysteries that vanished with their downfall. The Knights Templar, founded in the early 12th century, were initially established to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. Over time, they grew into a formidable organization, amassing vast wealth and influence across Europe and the Middle East. But beyond their military and financial power, the Templars were also deeply invested in the pursuit of knowledge. Their library, though never fully documented, is believed to have contained a wide range of texts from religious manuscripts and philosophical treatises to maps, scientific works, and even esoteric writings on alchemy and the occult. What makes the Templar library so intriguing is not just its contents but the circumstances surrounding its disappearance. When the order was suppressed in the early 14th century, accused of heresy and other crimes, much of their property was seized or destroyed. Their library, if it existed, was likely scattered, hidden, or lost during this tumultuous period. Some believe that the Templars managed to conceal their most valuable texts, passing them down through secret networks or burying them in hidden locations. Others argue that the library was entirely destroyed, its secrets lost forever. The legends surrounding the Templar library have only grown over the centuries. Some claim it held ancient scrolls from the Library of Alexandria, smuggled out before its destruction. Others suggest it contained maps to hidden treasures, including the fabled Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant. There are even tales that the library held knowledge of advanced technologies or lost civilizations, preserved by the Templars for future generations. But what truly captures the imagination is the idea that the Templars' library might still exist, waiting to be discovered. Over the years, countless treasure hunters, historians, and conspiracy theorists have searched for clues to its location, from the cathedrals of Europe to the remote landscapes of the Middle East. While no definitive evidence has been found, the possibility of uncovering such a repository of ancient wisdom continues to inspire hope and intrigue. As we reflect on the library of the Knights Templar, we are reminded of the enduring allure of lost knowledge. Whether it was a physical collection of texts or a symbolic repository of the Templars' esoteric traditions, its legacy lives on in the stories and searches it has inspired. What secrets might it have held, and what could its discovery mean for our understanding of history, religion, and the mysteries of the past? With the Templars' library shrouded in mystery, our journey now takes us to the vibrant world of the Aztecs, where another lost library holds the keys to understanding a civilization's rich culture and knowledge. What treasures might the Aztec codices have contained, and what secrets were lost when they were destroyed? Join us as we uncover the story of the Library of the Aztecs. Now we step into the vibrant and complex world of the Aztecs, a civilization whose rich culture and knowledge were preserved in their codices, books made of bark paper or deerskin folded like an accordion. These codices were more than just records. They were windows into the Aztec worldview, capturing everything from religious rituals and astronomical observations to historical events and daily life. Yet, tragically, much of this invaluable knowledge was lost forever when the Spanish conquistadors arrived in the early 16th century. The Aztec codices were a testament to the sophistication of their civilization. Written in a combination of pictograms and glyphs, they served as both practical guides and sacred texts. Some codices detailed the intricate calendar system the Aztecs used to track time and plan agricultural activities. Others contained medical knowledge, including herbal remedies and surgical techniques. There were also codices dedicated to mythology, recording the stories of gods like Quetzalcoatl and Huitzilopochtli, and others that mapped the vast empire, detailing trade routes and tribute systems. But when the Spanish conquistadors, led by Hernán Cortés, arrived in 1519, they saw the Aztec codices not as treasures of knowledge but as symbols of a pagan culture that needed to be eradicated. In their zeal to convert the Aztecs to Christianity and assert control, the conquistadors systematically destroyed countless codices. Many were burned in public squares, while others were lost to neglect or decay. Only a handful survived, preserved by chance or hidden by those who sought to protect their heritage. The surviving codices, such as the Codex Mendoza and the Florentine Codex, offer a glimpse into what was lost. The Codex Mendoza, for example, provides a detailed account of Aztec society, from its political structure to its economy. The Florentine Codex, compiled by the Spanish friar Bernardino de Sahagún with the help of Aztec scribes, is a monumental work that documents Aztec culture, religion, and history. Yet, even these surviving texts are incomplete, leaving many questions unanswered. What secrets might the lost codices have held? Some scholars believe they contained advanced astronomical knowledge, rivaling that of other ancient civilizations. Others speculate that they held records of Aztec engineering feats, such as the construction of their magnificent capital, Tenochtitlan, which was built on a lake and connected by causeways and aqueducts. There are even theories that the codices might have included maps to hidden treasures or sacred sites, now lost to time. The destruction of the Aztec codices represents one of the greatest cultural losses in history. It's a stark reminder of how quickly knowledge can vanish when civilizations collide. Yet, the surviving fragments continue to inspire curiosity and research, offering tantalizing clues about the Aztecs' achievements and worldview. As we leave the world of the Aztecs, our journey takes us to the ancient Silk Road, where monasteries served as repositories of knowledge, bridging cultures and preserving wisdom across vast distances. What secrets might these libraries have held, and what role did they play in the exchange of ideas along the Silk Road? Join us as we explore the library of the Silk Road monasteries. Now we turn our attention to the ancient Silk Road, a vast network of trade routes that connected the East and West for centuries. Along these routes, monasteries served as more than just places of worship. They were vibrant centers of learning and knowledge. The libraries within these monasteries became crucial repositories, preserving and exchanging ideas across cultures, languages, and religions. The Silk Road was not just a highway for goods like silk, spices, and precious metals. It was also a conduit for the exchange of knowledge. Buddhist, Christian, and Islamic monasteries dotted the landscape, each housing libraries filled with manuscripts, scrolls, and texts. These libraries were treasure troves of wisdom, containing works on philosophy, science, medicine, and spirituality. Monks and scholars from diverse backgrounds traveled along the Silk Road, bringing with them texts from their homelands and copying works they encountered along the way. One of the most remarkable aspects of these libraries was their role in bridging cultures. For example, Buddhist monasteries in Central Asia preserved Sanskrit texts that were later translated into Chinese, Tibetan, and other languages. Similarly, Nestorian Christian monasteries housed works that blended Greek philosophy with Eastern thought. These libraries were not just static collections, they were dynamic spaces where ideas were debated, adapted, and shared. Yet, as with many ancient libraries, the decline of the Silk Road monasteries brought with it the loss of countless texts. Political upheavals, invasions, and the shifting of trade routes led to the abandonment or destruction of many of these libraries. Natural disasters such as earthquakes and floods also took their toll. Over time, the once thriving centers of knowledge fell into ruin, and their collections were scattered or lost. What secrets might these libraries have held? Some scholars believe they contained early translations of texts that could shed light on the transmission of ideas between East and West. Others speculate that they housed unique medical treatises or astronomical records that could rewrite our understanding of ancient science. There are even theories that some libraries held maps or guides to forgotten trade routes, offering clues to the economic and cultural exchanges that shaped the ancient world. Today, the remnants of these libraries are scattered across museums and collections worldwide, with fragments of manuscripts offering glimpses into their former glory. Archaeologists and historians continue to uncover new evidence, piecing together the story of these lost repositories of knowledge. As we leave the Silk Road behind, our journey takes us to the ancient Celts, a people whose oral and written traditions have long fascinated scholars. What secrets might their lost texts hold, and how did their culture and spirituality shape the ancient world? Join us as we explore the library of the ancient Celts. Now we journey into the misty realms of the ancient Celts, a people whose rich traditions and enigmatic culture have captivated historians and storytellers alike. Unlike many ancient civilizations, the Celts left behind few written records, relying heavily on oral traditions to pass down their knowledge, myths, and spiritual practices. This reliance on spoken word makes their lost texts all the more mysterious and intriguing. The Celts were a diverse group of tribes spread across Europe from the British Isles to the heart of the continent. Their druids, the spiritual and intellectual leaders of their society, were the keepers of their knowledge. These druids memorized vast amounts of information, from laws and histories to sacred rituals and astronomical observations. It's believed that they deliberately avoided writing down their most sacred teachings, fearing that written records could fall into the wrong hands or lose their power when removed from the context of oral transmission. Despite this, some written records did exist. The Celts used a script known as Ogam, primarily carved into stone, to mark graves, boundaries, and other significant sites. These inscriptions, though brief, offer tantalizing glimpses into their language and worldview. Additionally, after the spread of Christianity, some Celtic traditions were recorded by monks, preserving fragments of their myths and legends in texts like the Irish Book of Kells and the Welsh Mabinogion. The loss of the Celts' written works is shrouded in mystery. Many of their texts were likely destroyed during Roman invasions, as the Romans sought to suppress Celtic culture and religion. Later, the spread of Christianity further eroded their traditions, as pagan texts were often seen as incompatible with the new faith. Natural decay and the passage of time also played a role, as materials like wood and parchment did not survive the centuries. What secrets might these lost texts have held? Scholars speculate that they contain detailed accounts of Celtic spirituality, including their reverence for nature, their complex pantheon of gods, and their rituals tied to the cycles of the seasons. Some believe they may have held advanced knowledge of astronomy, medicine, or even early forms of philosophy. The Druids were known for their wisdom, and their teachings could have offered profound insights into the ancient world. Today, the legacy of the Celts lives on in their art, folklore, and the remnants of their language. Archaeologists and linguists continue to piece together their story, uncovering clues in ancient sites and surviving texts. Yet, much of their knowledge remains lost, a tantalizing mystery that invites us to imagine what might have been. As we conclude our exploration of the 25 lost libraries of the ancient world, we are left with a profound sense of wonder. These libraries were more than just collections of books. They were repositories of human thought, creativity, and aspiration. Their loss reminds us of the fragility of knowledge and the importance of preserving our shared heritage. What other secrets might these libraries have held? What lessons can we learn from their stories? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on more journeys into the mysteries of history. As we bring our journey through the 25 lost libraries of the ancient world to a close, it's impossible not to feel a deep sense of awe and curiosity. These libraries were more than just buildings filled with scrolls and tablets. They were the beating hearts of civilizations, the keepers of wisdom, and the guardians of humanity's collective memory. From the legendary Library of Alexandria to the enigmatic texts of the Celts, Each library held secrets that shaped the course of history and expanded the boundaries of human understanding. Imagine the wealth of knowledge that once resided within their walls, philosophies that challenged the status quo, scientific discoveries that were centuries ahead of their time, and spiritual teachings that connected people to the mysteries of the universe. Yet their loss reminds us of how fragile knowledge can be. Whether through war, natural disaster, or the slow erosion of time, these libraries vanished, taking with them irreplaceable insights into the ancient world. But their stories are not just tales of loss, they are also lessons for the present and future. They remind us of the importance of preserving our own knowledge, of safeguarding the books, documents, and digital archives that hold the keys to our shared heritage. In a world where information can be lost with the click of a button, the legacy of these ancient libraries urges us to be vigilant, to value the written word, and to ensure that the wisdom of today is not forgotten tomorrow. So, what do you think? What secrets might these libraries have held, and how might their knowledge have changed the course of history? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this journey through the mysteries of the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us as we uncover more fascinating stories from the annals of history. Together, let's keep the spirit of these ancient libraries alive, one story at a time.